Today, I'm going to talk to you about politics. I know, those words fill many of us with apprehension because we equate politics with reading the news, arguing with each other, or talking about an election. As a political science instructor who often teaches introductory courses, I am all too familiar with this trepidation. In fact, according to a recent report, 60% of students do not want to discuss controversial topics in the classroom. This is a problem because the free exchange of ideas is a bedrock principle of democracy. This brings me to my task as an instructor. I need to build a space with the help of my students where politics is a topic that can be discussed freely, an atmosphere where students may curiously, creatively, and critically tackle uncomfortable questions, even in an online format during a global pandemic. The first step in creating this space is to release politics from its rigid form. As a doctoral student studying cultural censorship, I allowed my research to inform my teaching. While studying wars and constitutions is important, they are not the only place where politics are found. Politics are everywhere. Politics are in films, music, and other pieces of pop culture that my students turn to for fun. A single song can teach us about social injustice, minority oppression, and structural issues. A young adult novel can demonstrate the balance of powers or the need for bureaucratic structure. This means that the conventional political science topics I normally teach can be understood through the analysis of the pop culture that my students enjoy. In this way, I can teach politics to a reluctant group in an accessible fashion. It's kind of like hiding vegetables in a fussy toddler's pizza. To give an example of this approach in practice, to teach measurements of democracy, I assigned a think paper asking students to evaluate a fictional government of their choosing using a measurement of democracy from a commonly cited database in the discipline. The results were fantastic. My students argued that the Ministry of Magic in Harry Potter was a democracy, versus others argued that The Bachelor on ABC more closely resembled an autocratic regime. Beyond film and literature, I've also asked my students to find a protest song and explain the context and social injustice being documented. Turns out music teaches us a lot about political representation, and my students love finding cool new music or sharing songs that they already know with a new perspective. Like most social sciences, political science is a discipline burdened with both precise jargon and large abstract concepts. Teaching these concepts to a gen ed class has its challenges, particularly when students do not see how these concepts relate to their career goals. By applying these terms and ideas to the media that my students are willing to study, I hope this encourages my students to see my learning goals long after our time together in the classroom. And who knows, maybe one day they may even see the trade-offs of strategic decision making in their airplane paperback. So in conclusion, teaching politics through arts allows me to embolden creative, critical, and curious global citizens able to tackle uncomfortable questions. Thank you.